What's up, Ego Army? To Biz here. What you have before you is about 4 yards of compacted mulch compost. And what is this going to be used for? This is some of the best soil management, erosion control, and fertilizer you can get on the planet. And where did I get it? Well, I had a couple trees here a couple weeks ago and had them cut down. And that's all this is. This is my own trees out of my yard, along with a bunch of bugs that are in here now, like fungus gnats. So why is this such an awesome thing to use in your garden? Because, well, for one thing, this is 100% organic. I know exactly where it came from. It came from my yard. Didn't get it from any big box store or anything else. So I know exactly what's in it. I know where it came from, and I know if there's any contaminants or pesticides, artificial coloring agents, or anything like that. So what is this really good for? Well, it's good for soil enrichment, because as this breaks down, as we can see, it's currently doing here, this spot, it's breaking down. It's turning into compost. And that just means it's breaking down and decaying into its base nutrients. If I dig down into deep enough through this, I'll start getting some steam, because the decaying process generates a lot of heat. And what am I going to do with this? As you can see, right up here, there's some uneven and low-lying areas, which are uneven. And that's going to cause, right here, there's a small area where there's pooling. You can see this little line right here where my water hose goes. Because of water, this stuff is pooled. This causes water to pool in, and then all of it will just sit and cause uneven wear in the ground and unevenness in the ground itself. So I can use this to cover this up and fill it in. Now, of course, over time, what this is going to do, as we see here, this is going to break down just like this, and it's going to be beautiful and amazing. Then it's going to actually fertilize the ground. Why would you want to do that? Well, soil usually sucks. No matter where you are, your soil is usually pretty crappy. So I have roughly 4 yards of this to spread over into my other yard. And then my dog Clyde is going to go play in it. Now, when I say this can be used for soil management and enrichment, what do I mean by that? Well, here's a plot of my soil here in my yard in Florida, and this, okay, dog, go away, dog. As you can see, this is literally sand. There's nothing else in here. It's just sand. This is my soil. Sand. I can dig down a couple inches. Sand. Now this is a problem because I live in Florida, and the soil here is typically what's called sandy loam, which means there's not a lot of actual quote unquote dirt. Just sand. What's great about sand, filters, compacts extremely quickly, extremely efficiently. It can actually self-organize itself into pretty tight clumps in the ground, making it really hard. But this is just sand. It has very little nutrients. So the plan is take that big old thing over there, and we're going to take it, put it across my entire yard, so that this, when I get done with it, will be deep, black, rich dirt, be full of things like microorganisms, earthworms, and all sorts of stuff like that. However, this process takes time, and mulch, as we've seen, decomposes over time. So it means no matter what I do with all of this, I have to then renew this resource every few months or once a year, because this breaks down. When this first got mulched, this entire 20-foot pile was in fact just as long, but it spread out all the way to the fence on that side, and it spread out almost all the way to the house on that side. And over time, I brought it in, flipped all of it, which I'm about to do, and it's compressed and decomposed over time. So everything that's here on the bottom this is what it all turns into. And eventually it breaks down into what we really think of as dirt. This is going to go into my yard, not over here. This section is going to be a garden, but it's going to go over there where the actual yard is, because I plan on feeding my yard. You might be asking, well, why aren't you going to use it to feed this side? Well, this is going to be where the apothecary garden goes in about a month. Once I start getting all my supplies for that, I'm going to have a video on that, and I'll start showing you guys how to set that up and start how to fill it, how to start your garden, and how to keep it going. Until next time, Eagle Army, it's Biz signing off.